Hi, today I want to talk about shifting. If you have never shifted before out of first position, this lesson will be perfect for you. If you shift a lot but tend to not always be accurate in your shifting or feel like your hand is tense and you're not hitting the right spot, this will also be a great lesson for you. And if you shift but feel like your shifting is very slurpy, and you're sort of creating glissandos, especially if you have to shift in the middle of a slur, there will be things in this video for you as well. So the first thing to say about shifting is the best way to get really, really good at shifting is to kind of take a step back and break it down into really small parts. And for a good shift, whenever you're shifting just using one finger, so 1 to 1, first position to third position, for instance, there are actually 4 steps to that shift. The first step is to make sure that you release your finger pressure. So instead of keeping the finger pressed down into the fingerboard, you're just going to let it come up a tiny bit. And so I don't know if you can see that, but my finger's touching the string, but the string has come up off of the fingerboard. So you're going to release that finger pressure. And then the next step is you're going to glide on top of the string. Now, if you've ever played harmonics, that type of finger pressure is what we're after. So for instance, when I just barely touch the string, that's the kind of finger pressure you want when you shift. So I'm going to release my finger pressure and I'm going to glide on top of the string. And then when I get to third position, I'm going to press my finger into the fingerboard again. You might want to check to make sure that you've landed in the right spot. So if you have a finger tape for that third finger, you can do it visually, but also checking the lower string will also tell you whether you've gotten to the right spot or not. And then the fourth step, so release, glide, press. The fourth step is to relax your finger pressure. That's because you don't want to release, glide, press, and clench and hold on for dear life, because you don't need to. Once you get there, you can kind of relax your finger. And also relax your thumb, because when you shift, you actually are releasing not just the finger pressure of the finger that you're playing, but you also release a little bit of the break on the left thumb, right? So they both release, they both glide, and then they both kind of press, and there's a little bit of a squeeze, kind of like a bicycle brake on the rim of the tire. You release, you glide, and then you press, and then you relax. So you don't want to stay clenched on with your thumb and your fingers. So, and when you're starting off, in order to get those 4 steps in that order, you need to do this really, really slowly to train your brain what signals to send to your hands and in what order. So you'll start off with a really super slow motion version. And because you're releasing that pressure, it might sound very screechy or whistly as you do this shift like this. So I'll start on the A string. So you can hear those whistles popping out. Those are called harmonics if you're not familiar with those. There are lots of them all up and down your string. But they'll sort of pop out as you slide up the string, as you glide on top of the string. And you want to just do this lots and lots of times in a row. Check once in a while with your D string if you're on the A string, to make sure that you're landing in the right spot, because you are also training muscle memory and training your hand where third position is and what that feels like. So you want to have it as accurate as possible. You can also use a tuner to do this. The tuner can indicate to you whether or not you're hitting that spot in tune. So release, glide, press, relax. Those are our 4 steps. And I would do, for instance, on A string, just B to D, first position to third position, slur up, slur down. You can also reverse the bowing so that you're shifting up on an up bow and down on a down bow, or down on an up bow and or whatever. So that's sort of the first step for shifting. Release, glide, press, relax. Lots and lots of repetition. You don't have to do this for hours a day. If you do this exercise for 3 to 5 minutes a day, you'll be getting very, very comfortable shifting to third position very quickly. So I highly recommend this. Next time I'll be talking about 2-finger shifting, which is where you would, if you need to, you're on a first finger note and you're shifting to a second or third or fourth finger note or something like that. There are a few more steps involved to that. But if you're just starting off with shifting, stick with the 1-finger shifting for a while. You can do this 2 to 2, 3 to 3, even 4 to 4. One recommendation I would have, if you're shifting 4 to 4, is that you not do it just with your 4th finger. The 4th finger is really kind of weak, and I would have at least 1 other finger down. So if you have your 3 and your 4 together, that will help your pinky a lot, because I tell people all the time, the pinky's a big baby and he needs a buddy. He can't cross the street by himself yet, or ever. So take care of that pinky. Leave a message or comments if you have any questions, and let me know how this one works for you.